Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. For those of you that are new, my name's Janice and I'm a Thermomix consultant. Today we're looking at savoury mince. Now there's lots of recipes for different, like bolognese mince or like your cottage pie, taco mince. All of them have got tomatoes in them. So I've got a couple of frozen tomatoes here one frozen tomato that I'm going to add in, but I didn't want tins of tomatoes. I'm looking more for a recipe like your savoury mince that Mum used to make, which is finished off with frozen mixed vegetables. So I couldn't even find the frozen mixed vegetables like we used to get. I did get some, but they were peas, corn, carrot and beans, whereas the ones we used to buy didn't have beans in them. They had these little white cubes of something. I don't know what it was. So anyway, we're going to be doing manual mode in the TM7. I was going to do this in the TM6, but it is 5:45 and this is for tea. So I'm just going to go with what's set up. With the new house, I haven't really got room to set both Thermomixes up side by side. I found this recipe. It is savoury mince. It still has tomato paste and a can of tomatoes. I'm just going to leave them out altogether. So rightio, let's take the lid off and we're going to make sure that we have a clean mixing bowl. And then we're going to go to our manual mode. So this here is my week of the things that I was looking at cooking. I had bolognese sauce. I was looking at that one, but then I was on the recipe community and I found this one. So, and it was closer to the recipe I had in mind. So, manual mode, this is the 4. When you set up, you can put whatever 4 modes you like there. I've got my week, pre-clean, manual mode and tutorials and help. Now I probably don't need the my week because it's here, and I probably don't need the tutorials and help because I'd go there if I want to. It's not something I'd use lots. That is worth looking at. It's got so many things. It's got tutorials, manuals, safety instructions, etc. But this is definitely worth a read. You've got little videos and it teaches you about finding recipes and setting filters, etc, etc. Very well worth watching. Okay, so let's jump into manual mode. And my recipe says to place in the bowl 1 brown onion cut in half, or peeled and cut in half. It says 1 clove of garlic, so I've got 2. A stalk of celery cut into chunks. Okay. This piece of celery is a bit sad, but anyway, it's still crunchy. 1 carrot cut into chunks. So this carrot was a bit sad too. It had a little bit of mould on it, so I had to scrub it and then peel it. 1 green capsicum quartered, so I couldn't get, I got a bag of 3 red capsicums at a marked down price. So they're beautiful capsicums, so that's what I'm doing. And then we're going to, I was going to try and peel this. Oh yeah, it's going to peel. Okay. And then because it's frozen solid, I will give it a little extra chop. I'll cut it into a few more pieces. Okay. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to cut into each half into 4 pieces. It should break apart while it's cooking. I've nearly always got frozen tomatoes like this in my freezer because I'll see they have the value packs of tomatoes when they're really cheap, and I'll grab some, wash them, cut them in half, and I didn't cut myself, but I touched myself at the blade. I wash them, cut them in half, and then just freeze them in the freezer, and then put them in big snap lock bags, and I can weigh out what I want. I don't think I've cut myself. Rightio. I've done that. Now it says, and chop for 3 seconds on speed 5. So 3 seconds on speed 5. And I've got to grab my olive oil. Rightio, I'm going to grab my olive oil. I just want that to sit there nicely. It's not going to. I'll just grab my olive oil. So that's our chopped vegetables. When we were growing up, a common breakfast was savoury mince on toast. And I loved it. Okay. Add the oil. So we want 30 grams of oil. So we can, because we're in manual mode, our scales are here. So with the TM7, you're in manual mode. Everything is so easy to get to. Okay. Perfect. Three minutes. So these are our minutes, these are our seconds, that's our temperature. That's our speed. 3 minutes, 100 degrees. So down the bottom here, when you go there, they've got little suggestions of ones you might like to touch. And then speed 1, go. So, and then once we've done that, we'll come back and we're going to add the meat and the mushrooms. So I've got to chop I've got these little button mushrooms here that I'm going to slice up. And then we'll come back and put the mince in, and then we'll keep going. Rightio, mushrooms are chopped. And that's our sautéed vegetables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 500 grams of mince, and I'm going to give that a stir through the vegetables just to separate the lumps out a bit so I don't end up with chunky mince. Okay. Just a quick stir, nothing too vigorous. Okay. And then we've got 100 grams of sliced mushrooms. And then we're going to saute that 10 minutes. 10 minutes, aroma temperature. Okay. So that's the highest we can go is 120. So that's what I'm going to put it on. Even though, if we go back, let's go into our modes. Manual, pre-clean dough, browning, steaming, and that is our aroma temperature. So what did we say we wanted? 10 minutes on speed 1 with the blade in reverse, and we'll go yes please. Okay, so this is one of the things that the TM7 had that the TM6 didn't, and that's the high heat mode as a standalone mode. It's not, doesn't have to be built into existing cookie dough recipes anymore. Rightio? I will be back in 10 minutes. Okay. So let's have a bit of a look at this. Well, it smells good. Okay. So when I'm even when I've got the Thermomix off the base, if I want to tap, if I just tap on the inside, I find it works just as well. And avoid tapping your, see this is not on the base, but avoid doing that because that can affect your scales. Okay, and now we'll move on to our recipe. So we're gonna, it says to add the tomatoes, tomato paste, vegetable stock concentrate, and Worcester sauce and cook for 15 minutes at 100 degrees on reverse speed soft. Rightio, so that's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna add tomatoes or tomato paste. We're adding meat stock paste. So we've got, there's 2 tablespoons. Of the meat stock paste, and I'm going to add a little bit of water as well, just because we're not adding the tomatoes, which would have juice in them. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, okay, let's go back to manual mode. I think I'm going to add 100 grams of water because that's about how much water would have been in the tomatoes. 95. And then at the end, I'm not sure if I'm going to need to thicken it or not. So if I do, I will use, I don't think I've got any corn flour. So I've either got arrowroot powder or gravy mix. I'll think about that a bit longer. 15 minutes at 100 degrees. Slow speed. How do we put the blade in reverse? We click on the blade and it's in reverse. Rightio. 15 minutes. And then we're going to add the peas and corn. We'll have a look at that now. Oh, look at that. Oh, yum. Rightio. Now it says to add 100 grams of peas and corn. So, this is the one I got. It's mixed vegetables. It's got carrot, peas, green beans and corn kernels. So, we're going to put 100 grams of this in. So, sorry. Here, in the manual mode, I can click on scale. Now I don't want to just pour, because it's only going to be a little bit. Oh, look at that. It was 2 handfuls. And then we're going to, it might need thickening. We'll have 1 minute. So that's 1 at 100 degrees. And it will be stir with the blade in reverse. Go. Rightio. So it says, the tips say, this is a really tasty mince dish that you could serve with some additional steamed veggies or even drop additional zucchini or pumpkin in when you chop the vegetables. Alternatively, you could serve it with potato wedges. I've made my loaf of bread for the week. I made it this morning and I'm going to slice it up. And so I'm going to, when I cut one of the ends off, I'm going to make sure I get a nice thick slice, and I'm going to have it on a slice of fresh bread with butter. Oh yeah, I'll be back and we'll give this a taste. Okay. So I still haven't cleaned up. I've been doing other things. Oh yeah. So that is our savoury mince. I'm so looking forward to tasting this. It is a little bit watery. I'm going to decide if I'm going to mix a bit of arrowroot through it. I don't want to mix flour because I'm not going to have the opportunity to cook that flour. Let's taste this. I really hope I'm not disappointed. That is really nice. Not sure. It does need something, but I'm not sure. I'll think about it, but that's nice. Maybe it just needs fresh bread and butter. Absolutely delicious. I don't know if I can show you, if you can see the liquid in that. So I am going to put some thickening in that, and I might use some gravy mix. And I can just sprinkle some on top and stir it, and it won't need, and then I can just put it back on there for a few minutes. Rightio. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, could you please give it a thumbs up, pop over to my channel and subscribe, and I really hope I see you next time.